Hello. Today we're speaking with Sarah, who is one of our trialers here in Southern California. Sarah, welcome. Thank you for taking a couple minutes to talk with us and share your experience. First, I'd like to start out about having you introduce yourself and tell us about your visual disability.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. I have retinopathy or prematurity and glaucoma, which is a side effect of ROP. Essentially, I was born premature at 27 weeks, and I had too much oxygen to my brain, which damaged the blood vessels in the back of my eyes. Now I can see most colors, light, and very, very large objects like buildings.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. So, Sarah, how long have you been trialing the cane tip for us?
Since about late January, and I'll tell you, it's my new favorite thing.
That's good to hear. Why is that?
Because it's given me more freedom and less pain. For example, at the bottom of my driveway, there's a dip that my old cane would constantly get stuck in, and I would wind up getting hit in the hip with the tip of the cane. Anybody who's ever had that happen knows how painful that is. With this new tip, it tells me the hole's still there, but it goes right over it. So I don't trip, I don't get hit in the hip, and I can just keep walking without having to readjust.
Sarah, are you using a tap-tap model or constant contact? Which one do you use?
I use constant contact. I have carpal tunnel, and tap tap is just not conducive for me. It would be significantly more painful.
Okay. So tell me about the first few times you used the Omnia cane tip. How did you feel? What did you notice that was different than from the old tip that you were using?
Well, there is a bit of a learning curve. It will take you a couple of tries to get used to it. But once you do, it is just wonderful. There's so much more feedback. There's so much more, at least in my opinion, freedom that you can get from this particular cane tip. Once I adjusted to the different sounds that the cane tip makes, depending on the different textures that it goes over, I was just amazed, and it just was wonderful feedback.
Right.
For example, my driveway is concrete, and if you run the cane along the concrete, it sounds like a baby carriage. It's awesome.
Is that your favorite thing about the cane tip?
No. It would be a toss up between the fact that I can stand it up somewhere and leave it and it won't fall over. That was a big thing. I'd forever have to go chasing after the cane because it would fall over and then it would roll. This one doesn't do that. And the different textures that you go over, the different auditory feedback that you get, it's just awesome. It's just wonderful.
Great. That's so good to hear, Sarah. So what would you say to someone who's thinking about trying it?
I would say absolutely go for it. Whether you're a standard cane user or you use a walker or a support cane and a white cane, or even if you're in a wheelchair, the more feedback you get and the more feedback you can continue to get and not have to stop and pull your cane out of a hole or what have you, the better. If you're using a walker or you're using a support cane, sometimes you don't have the best balance, and getting stuck in a hole just turns your balance off entirely. Mm-hmm. And as far as somebody in a wheelchair, I would definitely recommend it because you don't have to move as much. The less work you have to do with that particular hand, picking the cane up and starting over again, the better. And the more feedback you can get.
Great. Sarah, thank you so much for, first of all, being one of our first trialers here in the United States. And thank you so much for taking time today with me to share your experience so that we can share it with other people that are considering being trialers or even purchasing the cane tip once it's for sale here in the US. So thank you and have a great day.